talking about robots getting really good at those tasks that need, like, a delicate touch.
Fine manipulation, it's called.
Right. Imagine a robot unzipping a bag.
Or folding a towel.
Even playing chess. That kind of dexterity. And it all boils down to how robots see.
Vision is key in robotics, that's for sure.
And these researchers are using multi-view camera systems, so giving robots more eyes, so to speak?
To get a fuller picture of their environment, just like we do with our 2 eyes.
Makes sense, but I'm guessing just slapping on more cameras isn't the whole story?
Nope. The real challenge is processing all that visual information without getting bogged down, you know?
Ah, so it's not just about seeing more, it's about seeing smart.
Exactly. Think about it. When you thread a needle,
Okay.
yeah, you're not paying attention to the whole room. Your brain filters out the noise, focuses just on the needle and thread.
Laser focus.
Right. But existing robot systems, they haven't been great at that prioritizing. Leads to errors, especially in tasks that need precision.
Makes sense. So this research, are they tackling that problem head on?
They are. With a new approach, they call it Best Feature Aware Fusion, BFA for short.
Catchy.
It's basically like a smart filter for the robot's vision. Instead of treating all the camera views equally, it helps the robot focus on the most relevant view for each part of the task.
Using the right info at the right time.
Exactly.
So like if a robot's trying to pick up a tiny screw,
Yeah.
it wouldn't need the view from a camera on the ceiling. It'd focus on the one closest to its gripper.
Exactly.
Clever, but how does it decide which view is best?
They use what they call an importance score.
Okay.
Each camera view gets a score, and that score is generated by a neural network, a lightweight one, within the robot's system.
So like a mini brain making judgment calls?
Kind of.
Wild. How does this network learn which views are important, though?
Here's the really clever part. They used a vision language model, or VLM, to train it.
A VLM. Those things are amazing.
They are. Essentially, they showed the VLM examples of various tasks, highlighting, the most important camera views each time. And the VLM, it used that data to teach the scoring network how to make similar judgments.
So instead of programming every scenario by hand, they let the VLM figure it out.
Exactly.
Pretty slick. What kind of impact did that have on, like, the robot's actual performance?
Well, the results are really impressive. Not only does it improve accuracy, but also efficiency.
So less data to crunch means the robot can operate faster.
Exactly.
They mentioned success rate jumps, like 22% to 46% across different tasks. That's huge.
It is.
Can you walk us through some of the tasks they actually tested this with?
Absolutely. One was unzipping a bag.
Okay, I can see that being tricky, even for a human sometimes.
It is. The robot has to locate the zipper, grasp it correctly, then slide it open. Each step has to be precise. And with BFA, the robot got much better at each one, especially that tiny zipper manipulation.
Makes sense that the focused view would be crucial there. What about something more complex, like maybe a task where the robot has to use both arms? Did they try something like that?
They did. Towel folding.
Towel folding.
Yeah. Harder than it sounds for a robot because, the towel, it's like a deformable object, keeps changing shape. The robot has to constantly adjust.
Oh, I see. So it's not like picking up a solid block or something.
Right. And that's where this BFA really shines, I think, by focusing on the camera views that show, the towel's position and shape, but in relation to each of the robot's grippers.
Okay.
It let the robot coordinate its 2 arms much better, led to a big improvement in, the actual folding success rate.
That's amazing. I mean, these results, they're impressive on their own, but what gets me is what this suggests about where robotics is going. It's not just small steps anymore. It feels like a whole leap forward. How robots learn, how they interact,
I totally agree. This is, bigger than just robots unzipping bags or folding towels faster.
Yeah.
BFA, it's a step toward robots having more general skills. Adapting to all sorts of tasks, environments, opens up a ton of possibilities.
Okay, so let's get into those possibilities. We zoom out from bags and towels. Where else could we use this tech?
Oh man, the potential is huge. Imagine robots assisting with surgeries, really delicate ones.
Yeah.
Or assembling complex electronics, even working with humans in factories or construction. Jobs that need extreme precision, flexibility, things we thought robots couldn't do before.
It's like those sci-fi ideas of robot surgeons, automated construction, they're becoming real. What about industries where it's really about human dexterity, craftsmanship?
And it's not always about replacing humans entirely. Think about human-robot teams, like building a house together. Robots do the heavy lifting, the super precise stuff. Humans oversee, make the creative calls.
Robots as skilled craftspeople working with human architects, designers. That's wild. Makes me think about the AI side of all this, too. VLMs train the scoring network, but is there a bigger link between, BFA and artificial intelligence in general?
Absolutely. BFA, it's basically a form of visual attention, which is like core to human intelligence. We choose what to focus on.
Right.
And by giving robots that, we're not just making them faster, we're making them smarter.
Not just brute force calculation anymore. It's about robots thinking more like we do, making decisions about what matters.
Exactly. And as AI keeps advancing, we'll see even more sophisticated robot attention, I think. Robots that can learn, adapt, work with us even better.
This is all super promising, but it does make me wonder, like, what are BFA's limits right now? It can't be a perfect solution to every automation problem, can it?
Oh, of course not. This research is a big step, but there are still hurdles. The way BFA works now, it relies on, predefined rules and really carefully labeled data.
Ah, so if you want a robot to do a new task, you still have to go through that whole VLM training thing.
For now, yeah.
So the robot can't just learn on the fly by watching humans or just messing around in the real world.
Not yet. But researchers are working on, like, more self-supervised methods, ways for robots to learn new stuff more on their own, without needing us to hold their hand so much.
The goal being robots that learn and adapt to brand new situations, just like we do.
Exactly. And that's where the real power of this BFA stuff lies, I think. Not just about improving what robots can do today, it's about what they'll be able to do, how we'll work together in the future.
We've covered a lot. Technical details of BFA, the impact it could have on industries, the future of work. Maybe it's time to pause here, let everyone digest all this. When we come back, we'll wrap up this deep dive, talk about the broader implications of this research. All right, we're back, and I gotta say, this whole thing with robots that could, like, thread a needle or fold a towel,
It is pretty wild, isn't it?
it really makes you wonder, where does this all lead? What other super complex human skills could robots learn with this BFA and whatever comes next?
Yeah, it opens up a whole new world of possibilities when you think about those skills that are all about, fine motor control, visual attention. We could be talking about robots doing things we think of as like human expression, creativity.
Okay, now that's getting really interesting. What kind of creative stuff are we talking about?
Well, take pottery, for example. You need incredible hand-eye coordination, right? A feel for the clay, an understanding of form, aesthetics. With tech like BFA, maybe robots could one day work with clay just as well as a human potter.
So not just mass-produced stuff, but actual, like, handcrafted, unique pieces.
Exactly.
That's amazing. Any other creative fields come to mind?
Well, painting is another one that's really intriguing. Imagine a robot that could not only, like, copy a masterpiece perfectly, brushstroke by brushstroke,
Yeah.
but also develop its own style, interpret the world through its sensors, express it all on canvas.
Whoa, a robot artist creating original art. Kind of mind-blowing. What does that mean for human artists, though?
That's a good question. And it gets to the heart of how technology changes society, right? As robots get better at things, we need to figure out how they'll work with human creativity, not replace it. Finding that balance.
Not robots versus humans, but robots and humans.
Exactly. And this research shows us that kind of partnership is becoming more and more sophisticated. BFA is just one example. We're giving robots the tools to see, to interact in ways that are, well, more like how we do it.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I think the thing that sticks with me is we're on the edge of something huge in robotics. It's not just about efficiency anymore. It's about robots that can learn, adapt, maybe even express themselves, stuff we never even thought possible before.
I totally agree. And as we go forward, it's important to keep talking about the ethics of it all, what it means for society. We're the ones shaping the future of robotics, after all.
Well said. And to everyone listening, we hope this deep dive got you thinking about the incredible potential here, the exciting future ahead. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, keep diving deep. We'll catch you next time on The Deep Dive.